Hi, Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky, once again with my pans and plans. I know that there are those who think I should have more interesting venues. I don't know if I can match the Aston Martin 007 car from last week, but I decided to join George Washington in what we call the Rayburn Room in the House. So that's George behind me. In a wonderful room within the Capitol, just feet from the floor of the House of Representatives. Today was a solemn day. Actually, just a few feet from here, Elijah Cummings, a great friend of mine, a wonderful congressman, is being, his casket is there. People are walking perpetually up to it because he was beloved. And also known for being such an effective leader of the Oversight Committee, just being such an effective congressman. My heart really goes out to his family. You know Elijah because he chaired the Oversight Committee and did such an incredible job and so full of passion for protecting our democracy and getting at the truth. But Elijah also had a knack for bipartisanship. People loved him. You should have seen the people that came to the ceremony today in Statuary Hall for Elijah, Republicans and Democrats. I was sitting next to Joe Scarborough and Mika, and actually Elijah Cummings officiated at their wedding this summer. So they were good friends of his, as were many people from all over this great country. So let me tell you about this this week. You may have seen about the 40-some members of the Republican Party that invaded what they call the SCIF, the most private room where classified information is discussed. They went in there, busting through the door, creating an incident, and taking their cameras with them. Now, as someone who was on the Intelligence Committee for 8 years, that is illegal, frankly. It is illegal to do that, to take electronic equipment into this most private of places in the capital of the United States. It was really a pretty ridiculous display. They were saying that's because these hearings are held in secret and Republicans aren't involved. There are almost as many Republicans as Democrats on the committee. They are welcome at every hearing. And beside that, all of the information that they're hearing right now in these interviews with various people are going to be made public. One example of what's been going on in the Intelligence Committee is the testimony of Bill Taylor. He was the ambassador to Ukraine, and we know him best in the public, not only for the 15-page opening statement that you might want to Google and read. So Bill Taylor was the ambassador to Ukraine, and he is the one that texted, "It's crazy to withhold security assistance for help with a political campaign." And that text came out, and if there's any evidence more that you need about quid pro quo, we'll probably get even more evidence that it was withheld so that Trump would get help for his political campaign. I wanted to tell you about an important bill that passed too. It's called the Debbie Smith Act. This provides funding to states and localities for the huge backlog around the country on rape kits, the information that can actually prove who was the perpetrator of a rape, or even exonerate people who were not through DNA evidence. It is also part of the VAWA, Violence Against Women Act bill that we're trying to get passed. We did it in the House, we passed it, and guess what? Mitch McConnell is holding it up in the Senate. So we also did this as a standalone bill, but we need to get Mitch McConnell and the Senate to reauthorize the very important Violence Against Women Act to protect women. Another really important bill that we passed this week is called the SHIELD Act to protect the integrity of our election system and to prevent bogus online campaigns, and particularly from foreign actors to go online. And it specifically prohibits the exchange of campaign information between candidates and foreign governments. It is time that we get legislation in place that makes it perfectly clear that foreign entities, foreign countries, foreign actors cannot participate and affect elections in the United States of America. We've had trouble in our own state. Illinois had where they got all the way up to being able to intrude in changing votes, which didn't happen apparently, but they got that close to being able to manipulate our system. Can't have that. Thanks so much for watching this week. Jan Schakowsky, Pans and Plans, will be back next week. Bye. Thank you for watching my video. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, where my handle is @Jan Schakowsky.